Hey family, Happy New Year. This is my first video of the year. I have been going through a couple of changes in this 2024. The year started off kind of tough, with different things going on. But God is very good. He always make things happen when you least expecting it. But I just want to give thanks to God and my family for the support and my friends. You all know who you are, the ones that have been there to help and the ones that haven't. But with that being said, I just want to say Happy New Year to you guys. And, I always say at the end of my video, invest in your future. And, it's very important to invest in your future. I have an ebook coming out soon. I'm still finishing it up to make sure it's easy to read. It's going to be very short, maybe 10 pages long ebook about investment and about why you should invest and things of that nature. So once again, I just want to say Happy New Year to you guys, and looking forward to a prosperous 2024. Things should be going pretty quickly over here. I just finished my project in Cartagena, Colombia, my 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment that I bought last year. We just finished that up, and currently, got some renters in there. Our first renters, they're gonna be there for 5 days, and so we're gonna see how they're gonna go. Families are excited. So now looking for the next project and something to see how we can scale what we currently have. But investing in your future is key. You don't know how hard it is. How easy it is to start investing. You can start with $1. You can start by just opening an account. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and he is 49 years old. 49 years old, and his words, he have about $10,000 in his savings account. But he don't have a Roth. He don't have a 401k. And we almost got into an argument, but I kind of played it off because he's like, well, people retired and then they died. And I was like, so how long you plan on working? He's like, well, at least I want to work until I'm 80. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's your choice. You can work until you're 80. You can work until you're 90. My goal is to work until I'm 55. Now, anything after that is because I want to do it. It's not because I have to do it. So he's like, well, what you gonna do when you stop working? I said the same thing I do. I go to the gym, I go ride my bike, I travel, I spend time with my family, I spend time with my kids. I said the same thing I'm doing now. I'm just gonna be doing it more. And one thing I know is the older the kids get, the less they're gonna need you, because they're creating their own lives, they're gonna have their own family, and they look forward to grandkids, But you gotta find time to do things for yourself. Now, there's nobody gonna do that for you, right? So this man is 49 years old, and I'm telling you, man, you just got your RN license. He's like, I'm making $40 an hour. I work one day in a week, and I can make $5,000 a paycheck. Okay, the math doesn't math, but anyway, if you work in 2 weeks and you work about 62 hours or 64 hours a week, making $40 an hour after taxes, it doesn't add up to, and you work an extra day in each week, it doesn't add up to $5,000 after taxes. But I said, man, why don't you get another job? get another job, and you don't have to work that extra shift a week. You work in a separate job, and you can use that money to invest. Well, I think about it, but I don't really need to. I don't have to do that. I say, think about it from a way of you got good 10 years to put money away because you haven't already worked all your life. You work in part-time job for most of your life. So you really don't have nothing in Social Security. So when you get to that age to collect Social Security, you're not going to be getting no money. But like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into this. In the end, we agreed to disagree that he's going to keep working this one job. Soon he's going to go back to school and get his PRN license or whatever they call that stuff, to be the nurses that are close to the doctors. I can't think of the title that they have right now. But he's going to go back to school for a couple years. I got a friend who does that. And he might go from making $40 an hour to making $80 an hour. I said, okay. I said, but that's still planning, right? You're still planning to go back to school and get more education to make $80 an hour. But you have problem planning for your future because you said, well, you don't know if you're going to be around to enjoy that money or whatever, that future that you're planning for. But you plan to go to school to get your education to make more money. How do that make sense to you? Then he started laughing. Anyway, I'm going to leave this with you guys. Planning to go to school and get an education, you are planning for your future. Right? You're going to school, you're doing that for your future. But you also have to plan for your future after you can't work no more. Or something happened, you can't work. What are you going to fall back on? Disability, that's not enough. You're used to a certain lifestyle. And sometimes, that's why I tell people all the time, I don't want to live in the U.S. because 40K, 60K, you're still struggling, But if I live outside the country, I can live good on $25,000, $30,000 a year. Now I got a place that I pay for in cash. If I need to live out there, I got to worry about light, water, and gas. And that's less than $300 a month. Plus food, that's another $300 a month. And I ain't got to worry about nothing else. HOA dues, $120 a month, $105 a month. I can live good on $1,000 a month. And that's food, and I will still be able to travel and do all that stuff with $1,000 a month. So you have to plan for your future because you never know when you're going to get to the point where you can afford to live in the U.S. Now, as much as we buy big houses and all this stuff, we think about family. But how often do we spend time with our family in the U.S.? You're too busy working. Your family too busy working. I got families that live in different cities. The family that live in my cities, I barely see them. Maybe at weddings, birthdays, barbecues, or funeral. We don't see each other every day. But one thing I enjoy when I'm outside the U.S., these Colombians, I spend more time in Colombia. I spend a lot of time in Dominican Republic. These people spend time with their family on the weekends. When they can get away from work, they spend time with their family. Every day, every time they just spend time with their family. And that's something that I love. I admire that, and I wish I had that. Now, we had that growing up, but the older we get, people spread out. I'm the only one of my siblings that live in Georgia. Everybody else in different cities: California, Philadelphia, Nashville, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee. We hours apart by cars, hours apart by plane. So we don't get to see each other every weekend or every holiday. We might see each other once or twice a year, God willing. So I say this to say, plan for your future, because you can say, oh, I'm going to do this to be with my family. That never works out the way we want it to work out. It never does. No matter how hard we try. You know, one thing we like to say, you come into this world alone and you're going to go out alone by yourself. So, you know, do it the right way. I don't want to be stressing out about money. That's the last thing I want to be stressing about. And having a fucking heart attack. I don't be stressing out how I'm going to eat tomorrow. How I'm going to pay for this bill and that bill. Even though I'm making over 6 figures. I don't want to stress about that. That's crazy. I definitely don't want to work at fucking Walmart. Be the old guy greeting people coming into the store. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't want to do that. So in return, I bust my ass, work hard, and invest. So now if I say, you know what? I don't have to save no more money. Like they call it coast fire. I don't have to invest no more money for the next 10 years. And when I decide to retire at 55 and 55, I can live off of that. If I decide to retire at 59 and a half, what I can give my 401k, my Roth, or draw Social Security, and get over $70,000 to $80,000 a year from my personal retirement and my Roth and my Social Security, over 80 grand a year, just 10 years without investing any more money. I think I've done pretty good just to start doing this the last 3 years. But like I said, anybody can do it. Now, you know, I'm just talking because it's like sometimes it takes somebody to say something for you to realize that how uneducated in the world we are. Because we want to think about dumb stuff. You know, we think about, oh yeah, I got a nice house, I got this, I got that. Yeah, that's okay. You know, but when you leave and go out in the street, ain't nobody know what kind of house I got. All they see is the car that I drive and the clothes that I wear. When I travel, it's the same. Nobody know what I have. If I don't say it, nobody know nothing. They want to see me as an old guy, you know, trying to do whatever I'm doing. That's it. You know, so I have people that I mentored and help out. But, you know, I try to help my friends because they are the ones that are close to me. But in return, if you try to help somebody and they don't want to be helped, you stop. You know, and I've tried. In the beginning when I started investing, when I would give my 50 cents every month or 75 cents the following month, and I would tell them, they would laugh at me, man, you happy about 50 cents or 5 cents or 3 cents, whatever it was at the time. You know, in the beginning, you know, people would laugh at me like, man, go on with that, man. What are you going to do with 5 cents? What are you going to do with 3 cents? You know. Now, you know, my investment after 4 years is over $18,000 a year. Now, that $18,000 a year in the next 10 years, if I don't add any more money to it, and just let it grow on compound interest, it's going to be about $64,000 in the next 10 years. I'm 50 now, so by the time I hit 60, it'll be freaking $64,000 a year. And you look at my Roth, which now they increased it. I think it's up to $8,000 a year I can put into my Roth. For the next 10 years, that would be over $20-something thousand a year from my Roth alone. That's not even counting Social Security or the money I get when I hit 59 and a half from working all my jobs. You know, that 401k money that is not Roth. The Roth 401k, you get that up front. You know, there's no tax, so you get that money. But the regular 401k, the pre-tax 401k, they're gonna collect. They're gonna get some of that money. So I think about all that. I'm like, technically, right now, I'm coast fired. I'm past coast fired. Because you add all those money together, I should be close to 100K easy a year in the next 10 years without even investing any money. The only money I can invest now is $8,000 a year to my Roth. And if the government say I can add more, I'll add more. That's cool. I don't care what anybody say. You know. not to, and it's not even coming from my investment. It's not like money I'll get from real estate if I sell my houses or nothing like that. It's just from the stock market. That's it. It's not money I get from rental property. Ain't nothing like that. Stock market only. Now that's beautiful. That is beautiful. But anyway, I'm gonna cut it here, guys. Like I said, Happy New Year. I miss talking to you guys. I think this is the longest video I made this so far. But we're gonna continue to chop it up. I don't have any new positions. I'm gonna make a video sometime this year and show y'all my portfolio. Now my portfolio is a little risky. It's not all safe funds. I invest in some high risk stuff, but that's just who I am. I take a risk, and sometimes you lose, sometimes you win some. But I'm gonna create a video soon and show you all my portfolio so you can see. Now, I'm not a tax advisor. I do provide people financial assistance, financial directions. I'm not an advisor. I'm not a professional. I'm just some guy on YouTube that make YouTube videos that happen to be blessed over the years to be successful at what I do. So once again, Happy New Year. Love y'all. Bye.